What's up, guys? Not too sure how long this video will be, but this is a much needed video for a lot of Cowboy fans who seem to still have this image of the Cowboys as they can run the table and go to the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, I would love to think my team would be the same way, but what I'm about to present to you guys is the reason why, I think it's the main reason why, we're not going to get to the promised land unless we fix what I'm about to say. What I've done is I've taken every single season from 2009 to now, and I've averaged out how many points we've scored in the first 9 games of each season. So, first 9 games of this season, first 9 games of last year, the year before, and the year before that. So, from 2012 to 2009. How many points have we averaged in the first 9 games? Then, I'm going to show you what the past 3 Super Bowl winners have averaged the first 9 games of the season. Okay? Real quick. Let's start off with the most recent Super Bowl winner, which that's the Giants, right? So, this year so far, the New York Giants, if I can find it, here we go. The New York Giants, this year so far, have averaged 29.66 points a game. Last year at 9 games, they averaged 24.22 yards a game. That was last year, so that was their Super Bowl year. 2010, they've averaged 26.22 points a game. And then in 2009, 25.77 points a game. Let's go with the Green Bay Packers real quick. This is the Packers. So far this year, they're averaging 26.55 points a game. See a trend coming up here. Last year, their 15-1 season, they averaged a whopping 35.55 points a game. Their Super Bowl year was was definitely less. They averaged for the first 9 games 24.55. But remember, that was a team also that got hot late in the season. And the year before that, 25.77 points a game. That's the Packers. Let's go to the Saints. The Saints, this year so far, have averaged 27.66 points a game. Last year, 31.88 points a game. The year before that, 22.33 points a game. Their Super Bowl season, the first 9 games, 36.77 points a game. That's astounding. That's at least 5 touchdowns. I mean, at least 5 touchdowns a game. Let's look at our Cowboys. What have our points been like for the past 4 seasons? This year, 20.88. We're averaging 20.88 points a game. Last year, a little better, 24.44 points a game. The year before that awful season that we promised to play in the Super Bowl at home and had that dreaded 1-7, or in this case 2-7 start. First 9 games, 21.55 points a game. And that 09 season where we got hot late and got into the playoffs, beat the Eagles and everything like that, and everything was all jolly that year, 24.88, so significantly better. But I hope you caught this. That awful season 2 years ago, when we started off 2-7, we averaged 21.55. This year right now, we're averaging 20.88. We are averaging less at 4-5 right now than we were 2-7 2 years ago. Without Tony Romo for the last 2 games, we were averaging more than we are now. What does that say about our offense? We're not that good, guys, at scoring points. Whether it be penalties or just execution, we're not that good. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Anyways, but that's pretty daunting. It's very freaky, and that's not enough. It's not enough. You looked at the past 3 Super Bowl winners. They know how to score points. We don't. Now, this is the end of the video, and I'll tell you what I'm going to end it with. This is the most important part. So, scoring a lot of points in the regular season is very important, yes. What's more important, after the regular season, how many points do you score in the playoffs? We're going to look at the past. We're going to look at what the Giants have averaged, what the Packers, what the Saints, and what the Cowboys have averaged in their past 3 or 4 playoff games, including the Super Bowl. Let's see, what is this? The Packers, their past 3 years in the playoffs, since Aaron Rodgers has become the quarterback, have averaged 31.75 points in the playoffs. That's a lot. That's an amazing number in the playoffs. Let's look at the Giants. The Giants, since the 2007 season, since their first Super Bowl win, honestly haven't averaged that much. But they mostly play on defense. They have averaged 23.37 points a game. It's not a lot, but they relied on their defense a lot. Their defense, for some reason, gets very, very hot in the playoffs. So there's that. The Saints. Let's see. Yes. Since their Super Bowl season, they have averaged 36.72 points in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they have averaged 36.72. They didn't skip a beat when they got into the playoffs. The teams like the Packers and the Saints did not skip a beat. This past season with Green Bay and the Giants were a different story, sure. But they didn't. They score points. That's what they do in the playoffs. They score points and they keep that lead. They keep scoring points. Now, I've gone a little bit farther back because we haven't won a Super Bowl in the past few years. So I've gone back to that infamous botched snap game, which when Tony Romo's first year as our starter, really. And because that was his first playoff game. So I go back that far. He scored 20 that game. The next year, 17 against the Giants. The next year, we didn't make the playoffs. The next year, 34 against the Eagles. And then the next week, we scored 3 points against the Vikings. Since Tony Romo has been our starter, since we've been back into the playoff mix, essentially, I'm not going to go back to the Quincy Carter because that's irrelevant now because most of the players all of the players are gone from that team. We're looking at, so far, what's on this team right now. Even though a lot has changed, there are a lot of pieces still on here. But since 2006, the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs have averaged a meager 18.5 points a game. 18.5. That's not good enough. That is flat out not good enough. From what I'm looking at, we're lucky to get 3 touchdowns. We're lucky to get 2 touchdowns with 18 points a game. We're kicking a shitload of field goals, I'll tell you that much. Or we're just like with the Vikings. We got 1 field goal, we missed a lot of field goals, and we couldn't move the ball at all. That has got to change. That has got to change quickly for this team to succeed in the future. If that doesn't change, who cares about yards? That's why I wasn't evaluating yards. All 3 of these teams are in the top 10 of yards, or top 5 in yards. What matters is points. We're not scoring points. When we start scoring points, we can start talking about the playoffs. We can start talking about how good our team is. Right now, we are very insufficient. We're very much like fool's gold. We're great sometimes, but fucking worthless when it counts. This video has been long enough. I hope I've answered some questions, even though it's kind of a sloppy presentation. But I hope that I've opened your eyes a little bit. I still love my team. I still have a lot of faith in my team, but we got to get stuff done. We got to get this done. We got to start scoring points. We got to cut back on those penalties. And all these points have to do with not just turning the ball over when it comes to execution, penalties. The penalty problem has been a problem for years now. That's a huge problem. This year is the first time in ever I've seen us convert first and 30s and second and 20s. I don't see that a lot from the Cowboys. This year's, for some reason, they've overcome a lot of big penalties. But something's got to give and something's got to change. Or get the hell out of Dallas. We start to get people who know their football, know discipline, and they know what to do. 11 minutes is long enough. I'll see you on Sunday after the game. How about them Cowboys? Later.